Hey party poppers, my name's Tempo the Grasshopper. No lyrics today though, sorry about that. He will come back later. But anyway, have you been noticing that the last videos that I've been in, have you noticed that in the description, they've been saying that I was owned by SEGA? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Well, that's because in the late 90s, I had 3 games released by SEGA, each one on different consoles. The games were Tempo, Tempo Jr., and Super Tempo. And I'm going to explain their downfalls throughout the entire series, and what they're about as well. And it's also going to be why no other people get to hear about them, which is pretty disappointing. But I understand why. I just wish they were able to make an even better game than all those 3. So first off, who is this Tempo the Grasshopper, you may ask? I'm a green grasshopper from a planet called Rhythmia, a world full of music. Yeah, we like music there, that's awesome. And my girlfriend Katie and I love to go on adventures, and especially fight our enemies along the way, with the power of music. I believe all the final boss battles in the games are different, but that's why we're about to review them today. Now, I don't actually own this game, but I was able to find some good footages of it that'll hopefully work. Of course, everything in the world is pretty funky. So, let's get started with the first game that I had, Tempo on the 32X. The first thing you may already notice is that the animation in the background looks pretty weird. We'll go through all the levels in this one, and yeah, all the background animations are weird. So here we are at the downtown performance. Up there, as you can see, this is like a teleporter to another spot on the level. And over here, we have some notes that can actually play a song as you collect them. Let's listen. I guess it sounded kind of bad. For those wondering, that is the birthday song. And there's more than that where they came from. And yeah, up there next to me is my gal, Katie the Butterfly. And yeah, we love dancing together. Probably a few of my favorite instruments would be the drums, the guitar, and the violin. But I also love the funky kind of music. Really gets the groove. Now, back to the animations. Look at the buildings jumping around. That's, kind of strange, you know? Over here, when I grab that CD, you can see a lot of cows in the background. And it turned to a realistic background. With a lot of grass, so much bushes, mountain. And supposedly there's a yodeling sound in the background to replace the background music, the OST for the stage, if you know what I mean. Yodeling, in my opinion, not my thing. It just doesn't quite sound like music to me. Ooh, let's look here. Looks like another song. Can you guess what that was? So, what is this? Yeah, this is indigestion performance. Apparently, I go in that big creature's mouth. What? And that's what it looks like. This is already pretty ridiculous. I can totally understand why people don't play these games. Yo, Katie, you wanna dance? Alright! The background of the next one was pretty stupid. I don't know how they had to do that. I'm talking about this one here called Hi-Fi Performance. And as you can see, I'm just not a fan of this. I mean, those bugs in the background are really creepy, especially with how they move. I will say though, the background music's alright. Oh, and by the way, the boss battle seemed pretty weird too. After the downtime performance, we have this weird shoe. Dude, that was kind of creepy. After indigestion performance, we have this boxing glove. That doesn't really make sense for the theme of the boss battle. And then you have to battle these headphones after the hi-fi performance. Wow. After those three first levels, we have also mini games, like this pizza one, chew to the beat. And then you have one where you go surfing. Ride that wave, dude! Or you can do this if you want to learn karate. Pow! Nice hit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle performance. My gosh, the background on this one. Oh man. This person must have experienced a lot of weirdness when playing this game, according to this video. Okay, there's one that actually makes sense this time. After the jungle performance, you apparently have to battle a trio of bumblebees. They could look like they could perform at a musical. It's pretty funky if you ask me. Alright. We're now at the circus performance. This is probably my my second favorite stage in this entire game, you know? But yeah, look at the background. Finally, something pretty simple. Look at those balloons in the background. Oh yeah, if you notice, she doesn't even get on the teleporter. I don't know why. Maybe something's up with her. Or maybe it's just the coding, that's all. Hey, this looks really cool. Wait, that looks familiar. Did that sound familiar to you? Yeah, that's a comparison for you. These things are fun. Alright, who's the boss battle for this one? Wait, who is that down there? You get the point. Not quite down tempo. Anyway, let's just move on to the next stage. So this one is called the winter performance, and it's definitely what the theme is supposed to be. Look at that tree jumping in the background though, that's quite unnecessary. But what I especially love about this winter performance stage is, look at the background, all that snow. Isn't it just beautiful? Goodness gracious. I think I need my jacket next time I get out there. Props to the guy who played this game in this video. Wow. Yeah, they did very good with the gameplay and stuff. Nice demonstration on how this game goes. Sorry. But the way they did this, the gameplay, their progress, absolute 10 out of 10. Total peak. Oh, this right here? Oh, that's double the points, and it speeds up the music. Pretty cool, right? I'm not showing all of the game, because then that would take too long, and I don't want to get too much copyright. So right here, this is the final performance. I'm just showing my favorite parts of this entire game. And yeah, once again, shout out to the guy who played this game for this video. But yeah, this is the last boss battle. This is the last stage before that boss battle. And as you can tell, it's pretty crazy. I believe it's this transformer thing named King Dirge, as I said in the description of the video where I got this clip from, I believe. By the way, I'll also leave links of where I got those videos in the description below, if you want to see them for yourself. And once again, credit to everybody who made those videos and did the gameplay. I will say they did a good job with the gameplay. I'm just not quite sure about the graphics and the physics of this game, that's all. Like over here, for example. Let's see how this guy does in the final boss battle. We'll see. It may be quick, it could take a while. But then after this, we're going to review the other two tempo games. Because I promised I'd explain what they are. And in the end, I will explain what their downfalls are. Watch. Oh, he turned to a garbage truck. Transformers ripoff nowadays, huh? Or I don't think it was a thing, yeah. I think it's a... Actually, it might be. I think it's an 80s thing. I don't know. I haven't seen much Transformers. Wow. Defying gravity there, are we, Katie? Alright, victory dance. Let's go. Well, that was fun. Now let's go on to Tempo Junior, the second game in the Tempo series. 1995, just like the first one. Totally brilliant. Now, if I be quiet, just listen to the audio here. Yeah, something about that sounded familiar. Inner City Performance. I'm only going to show this one for now, because I don't want this to be way too long of a video. But anyway, listen to the audio again. Yes, Party Poppers, you are listening to what is very similar to the Game Boy that the Nintendo made. Game Gear is basically the same thing. Well, kind of. Well, yeah, this is pretty cool. Look how cute I look. And there's the boss battle. Wait a minute. We've seen that guy already, didn't we? Yeah. Now, basically about this, it's kind of the same thing as the first Tempo game. I'm just not sure about the moves about it, that's all. I totally forgot. Maybe I just don't have as much moves as the first game. I don't know. Game Gear and 32X are just really, really different. Let's just review it a little bit more and find out. I can't stand there all day fighting this guy anyway. It takes a lot of hits. The victory dance here is, not quite the best. Yeah, no, that's not how I dance. Let's see how this person did in the, final boss battle. It's once again King Dirge. Again, shout out to whoever played this game in this video. You're a legend, man. And apparently this kick is the only move I can do. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Nope, we've already seen that dance. I'm gonna be honest, that's probably my least favorite Tempo game out of the three. But, nice job to whoever played it. The gameplay was pretty good. The art looked pretty nice. And the music was just like the Game Boy. I'm just not a fan of the weird dances, that's all. One in Tempo Junior seemed very off. I can't do that dance. Anyway, on to the last Tempo game, Super Tempo. The music in this one is really groovy. Watch. You know what time it is. Yo, homie, peep this. Tempo, check it out. You know, he makes it funky, and he's good to go. Not these boxers again. Oh, that's cute. $1998, just a few years after the first two. What a very good start to this one. Alright, now let's review a couple levels of this one. But first, let's talk about the opening cutscene. Now, unfortunately, this is the only footage that I have of Super Tempo. And because it's been released in for SEGA, which is in Japan, I was only able to find those that have a Japanese text, as you can see, no English. So feel free to translate it as good as you can if you want to. I will be honest, this feels like some kind of movie. It looks like she's giving all those gold coins to everybody, giving everybody the money after what happened a long time ago. And the next thing you know, this thing suddenly shows up. And now these two are all brainwashed. Meanwhile, once again in the snow, mister, do you want some hot soup? No? Okay. And then over here, there you are, Katie. Wow, she is stuck with the torch. That's all she could do. Man, she is seriously homeless. And then next thing we know, find this bird. It looks like it's leading us somewhere. But where? Ah, it wants us to make a home. Actually, I think that's where the bird lives. I don't know. Well, we were able to get settled in for the day. So after all that, Major Minor gives us a map and shows us what's going on around the place. And it didn't seem to be King Dirge this time. Somebody looks to have built a machine. And it seems like they want to take over and destroy the music, which is not nice. Oh, by the way, you might also realize that unlike the other two games, I had these 2 arms, whereas in the other games, I have 4 arms. That's pretty interesting. I guess change for the modern, I guess. Now I'm just going to show part of the first level. So you see, when I jump on that panda's head, hey, a little mermaid. When I jump on that panda's head, he acts as a spring for me. That's pretty weird. Hey, wake up! You, wake up too! Oh, man. And yep, when I jump on that several times, several notes appear. And those are several hundred points. Or 1,000, actually. Hey, a secret door. Something about this reminds me of Yoshi's Island. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Watch this. Everybody wake up! Oh, how funny. I woke up like 6 people. That's weird, but pretty funny. Well, I may look cute, but I'm also pretty funny. Kind of rebellious, too. Alright, your nap time's over. Time to wake up. I'm not going to show the rest of that clip because there's a scene in there where somebody takes a leak in front of the cactus, I believe that is. And then there's another one where another dude takes a leak over a river, causes a big waterfall, and that tricked me in a bad way. No, I'm not going to show that. Anyway, let's look at another level. Oh yeah, apparently you get to play as Katie as well. Very nice. This is what the other 2 games should have done. But they were pretty new back then. We didn't know how that worked yet. Oh my goodness! A fiery fighter of a butterfly. I don't know, that's how you describe it. What's he doing? Oh, there's a tornado! Oh my goodness. Ooh, nice hit. Wow, 2 for 2. Oh, you missed one. Oh, wow. I think she could beat me in a wrestling match. I remember when she beat me in a Try Not to Laugh challenge. I guess wrestling would be even crazier. Oh, that one hit seems to be the only move she can do. Henceforth, Katie is now known as One Punch Woman. Okay, that did not make sense. Sorry. After all that, she is now back to normal. Has to melt the ice with the fire gun. And where am I at, though? What's this? Wait, who's that? Oh, that get turned into a robot? I did not view the earlier scene. I'm sorry. If you want me to view other scenes in the Temple games, let me know. Anyway, victory dance. Now let's look at the final boss. Apparently, Katie got captured as well. And it looks like that's the machine. And it looks like it's cloning me and Katie. What is going on? Why did I have those boxers again? I had to rewind a few. And Katie's that fighter again? Oh my gosh. After they're all defeated, watch what happens. Oh man, I gotta get Kitty out of there now! The whole thing is collapsing! And we saved her! Oh my goodness. Wow, that was the best one yet. What are your thoughts on the 3 games? The first one, Tempo, pretty good. Tempo Junior, no thank you. And Super Tempo, phenomenal. Give a thumbs up if you agree. I didn't explain the downfalls, so finally now we can get to it. The unfortunate downfalls for the 3 Tempo games. All 3 were on different platforms, 32X, Game Gear, and Sega Saturn, which means it was really hard to get a good fan base. A really bad time of making the games. In the 90s, Nintendo was more popular than Sega at that time. And Sega was really chaotic when it came to their games. Really bad marketing. They weren't able to sell a lot of copies of those games. Fragmented release dates, 2 from 95 and 1 from 98. It just couldn't cut it. Sega was losing back then. And the fact that it was only in Japan instead of other places in the world. Being that it's only from Japan meant not quite a worldwide fan base, which was very disappointing. And unfortunately, because of all of that, Sega vowed to never release another Tempo game ever again. And that marked the permanent end of my career. I wish I was somehow able to make a comeback, but unfortunately, it's just not gonna happen. I guess I'd just rather be a YouTuber. But anyway, I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, give this video a like, comment down below what you want to see next, and tell me what was one of the 3 games that you liked best. And once again, credit goes to those who made the clips. I did not make them, some other people did, and they get the credit for it. All those videos are linked in the description below, and that's where you'll find the clips that I got them from. Overall, let me know your thoughts. See you later, party poppers. Yep, lyrics taught me that line.